Have you ever wondered why so many older adults choose solitude over social gatherings? Why, after a life filled with people, relationships, and countless social commitments, do they find such deep peace in independence and quiet reflection? Is it loneliness, or could it be something much deeper and more fulfilling? Imagine a life where the need to impress, to keep up with social norms, or to constantly nurture relationships no longer feels essential. In old age, this phase is not about isolation, but rather about embracing inner peace, savoring simplicity, and living each day with a sense of personal freedom. For many seniors, social gatherings lose their allure, replaced by a quiet joy found in daily routines, hobbies, or even just sitting with their thoughts. Could it be that they're not withdrawing from life, but rather choosing to live more authentically? In this journey, we'll uncover the heartfelt reasons behind why so many elderly individuals prefer the calm of solitude. We'll explore their newfound self-reliance, inner contentment, and the beauty of living life at their own pace. Values that redefine what it means to be fulfilled. Is it possible that they've reached a place of contentment, where peace within themselves is more satisfying than anything external? As we dive into these insights, we'll gain a fresh understanding of aging and the wisdom it brings. Get ready to explore a journey where peace, simplicity, and independence are cherished above all else. 1. Fatigue from constantly maintaining relationships. As people age, the constant cycle of forming and maintaining new relationships loses its appeal. In younger years, friendships and social connections carry an allure of adventure, excitement, and discovery. There's a desire to connect, share, and understand others. But for many older adults, the feeling shifts. They realize they've already journeyed that path, met countless people, shared endless stories, and perhaps experienced the highs and lows that come with close connections. This stage of life then becomes about rest, a time to release the need for constant social upkeep and to embrace a slower pace. For many seniors, it's not about shutting people out, but about preserving energy and protecting a heart already filled with cherished memories and experiences. They no longer feel pressured to meet societal expectations of friendship or social obligations. Instead, they treasure the peace of simply being, looking back on life's connections as completed chapters, fond memories, and milestones. Friendships, like fires, need constant fuel to stay burning. For older adults, though, letting some of these fires naturally cool down doesn't mean isolation. It means freedom. They've come to a wisdom that not every relationship needs to last forever, and that letting go of certain connections isn't a sign of loneliness, but a choice. This wisdom brings them a special kind of peace, one that grows from a lifetime of connections and the understanding that happiness doesn't always come from others, but from a deeper place within themselves. For many elderly individuals, this phase isn't about accumulating more friends, but about cherishing inner contentment. It's a decision to embrace the quiet joy of independence, knowing they've loved, lost, and experienced enough to simply be at peace with themselves. 2. Prioritizing personal time and freedom. For many older adults, time becomes one of life's most precious treasures. After dedicating decades to raising families, advancing careers, and nurturing friendships, they finally feel it's time to reclaim their lives for themselves. In this phase, they're no longer driven by the external pressures to meet social expectations or to maintain relationships that feel more like obligations than true connections. These later years become a final chapter, a beautifully calm period where each moment is savored, every choice deliberate, and each day filled with activities that bring personal joy and fulfillment. Hobbies once set aside, such as gardening, reading, or even taking a quiet walk in nature, become sources of profound contentment. This simplicity is a shift in perspective, where happiness isn't defined by the company kept or a full social calendar, but by the calm found in familiar and solitary activities. The freedom to focus solely on personal joy brings a unique sense of fulfillment. With no need to rush or meet societal demands, older adults find peace in slow, intentional living. For them, it's no longer about quantity, how many friends they have, or how active their social life is, but about the quality of each moment spent in their own company. In choosing this quieter path, they aren't isolating themselves. They are giving themselves the gift of self-discovery, reconnecting with the simple pleasures that bring them peace. 3. The fear of loss and changes in relationships. With age comes a deeper awareness of life's impermanence, a realization born from years of witnessing relationships evolve, fade, and sometimes end unexpectedly. Older adults have lived through intense bonds, passionate love, and close friendships, but they have also felt the sorrow of losing loved ones, enduring changes in relationships, and experiencing the subtle distances that time can create between people. This makes them more cautious about forming new relationships or diving into complex social interactions. For many, opening up to new people means facing the potential pain of another loss. They understand that time can alter feelings, erode closeness, and create gaps that no amount of effort can bridge. Instead of risking new emotional wounds, they choose a more protective route, keeping their distance to guard their hearts. This choice isn't about closing themselves off, but about shielding themselves from unnecessary sorrow. It's an acceptance of life's cycles and a decision to seek calmness over emotional turbulence. Moreover, concerns about personal health and well-being add another layer to this fear. Aging and health issues make it challenging to sustain deep connections, and many worry they might become a burden if their health deteriorates. The thought of not being able to fulfill their role in a friendship or of becoming a source of worry for others is unsettling. In this phase, they often prefer relationships that offer peace without heavy expectations, simplicity without obligation. This caution stems not from pessimism, but from wisdom. Older adults have accepted that loss and change are natural parts of life. They have reached a point where they find fulfillment in stability and predictability, opting to strengthen their bond with themselves instead. For them, this choice means freedom, the freedom to live without the risk of emotional strain and the knowledge that they are enough, complete within their own quiet presence. 4th, shifts in perception and life values. As people grow older, they often experience a profound shift in how they view life, relationships, and what truly matters. Gone are the days when social approval, constant achievements, or excitement from new friendships defined their sense of self-worth. Instead, they now seek simplicity, sincerity, and meaningful connections, if any at all. There's a deep understanding that fulfillment comes not from the quantity of connections, but from the quality of a few authentic bonds, and sometimes that bond is simply with themselves. Older adults begin to value quiet moments over social gatherings and solitude over superficial conversations. This shift in perception is a conscious choice, a realization that happiness doesn't depend on social validation, but on being at peace with oneself. They cherish the essence of who they are without feeling pressured to maintain appearances or live up to others' expectations. In embracing this self-acceptance, they cultivate a life where they can be truly authentic, where they can shed the roles they once played and live according to their own values. This shift brings a beautiful lightness. It frees them from the need to chase new experiences or please others, replacing these with a focus on inner tranquility. They come to appreciate the richness in life's simplest moments. Watching the sunrise, savoring a good book, or sitting quietly in nature. These moments become far more meaningful than the social connections that once occupied their time. In this phase, they come to understand that fulfillment and happiness come from within, not from the external pursuit of new friends or social milestones. This deeper connection with themselves allows them to live more slowly, more mindfully, and more peacefully, a wisdom that adds depth to every moment they experience. For them, this quiet journey is not about withdrawing from the world, but about living in harmony with it, on their terms, with a quiet confidence that they have all they need within. 5. High self-reliance and the desire not to depend on others. For many older adults, independence is not merely about physical self-sufficiency. It reflects a deeper philosophy of self-respect, dignity, and personal freedom. After decades of living within family structures, building careers, and contributing to social circles, they now cherish a sense of autonomy that allows them to lead life on their own terms. This self-reliance gives them control over their daily choices and routines, reinforcing a sense of fulfillment that comes from knowing they can handle things on their own. There's also an unspoken fear of becoming a burden to others, something many seniors strive to avoid. They don't want their loved ones to feel obligated to check in on them or to worry about their well-being. Choosing to minimize social connections or avoid building new friendships is often a way to protect this independence. They understand that relationships bring mutual responsibilities and sometimes emotional obligations that might weigh on their sense of freedom. A new friend might require time, companionship, or shared emotional support, commitments that may not align with the lifestyle they have carefully built for themselves. By limiting these new social bonds, they safeguard their autonomy, protecting their heart and spirit from dependencies they might not want. This independence isn't about isolation, but rather about living with self-assurance and clarity. It symbolizes strength and pride in their ability to shape their own lives, finding joy in the small, everyday tasks that they handle alone. Whether it's cooking a favorite meal, tending to a small garden, or taking a walk, these solitary actions are deeply satisfying, often more fulfilling than the complexities of social gatherings. For them, self-reliance is a powerful expression of freedom, a freedom from expectations, judgments, and any external validation they no longer need. In this space, they find a unique, lasting joy that is theirs alone. 6. Appreciating and choosing to live life at a slower pace. In their later years, older adults come to realize that life doesn't have to be a constant rush. Instead, they discover the deep peace that comes from slowing down. This isn't simply about having less energy. It's a conscious choice, a way of savoring every moment and finding happiness in life's simplest pleasures. Where they once might have been preoccupied with responsibilities, schedules, and social obligations, now they appreciate the freedom to move through each day with intention and mindfulness. This slower pace offers a kind of freedom that only comes with age. The little things, once hurried through or overlooked, now hold a special beauty. The soft morning light, the sound of birds, the aroma of a favorite tea, or the feel of a warm breeze. These moments bring profound contentment, a satisfaction that is rich and complete, without the need for external excitement or stimulation. Slowing down lets them live in the present, appreciating life for what it is, rather than constantly chasing after what's next. This lifestyle shift also involves letting go of unnecessary worries and societal expectations. They no longer feel the need to achieve or prove anything to anyone, choosing instead to live for themselves. They're no longer bound by external pressures. Instead, they focus on their inner happiness and the things that genuinely bring them peace. By choosing to live slowly, they embrace life's natural rhythms, allowing themselves to feel connected to each moment, and in turn, more connected to themselves. In this slower pace, they find room for self-care, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Meals are enjoyed without rush, Bodies are cared for gently, and minds are given space to rest and reflect. Whether through light exercise, mindful meditation, or simply a quiet walk, they prioritize their well-being in a way that aligns with their current needs. For older adults, slowing down isn't about withdrawing from life, it's about engaging with it fully, living each day with a calm joy that doesn't rely on anyone else's schedule or demands. This newfound rhythm becomes their pathway to inner peace. They have learned that a meaningful life isn't measured by activity or social engagement, but by a quiet satisfaction with who they are and the life they've built. In this tranquility, they discover a happiness that is complete in itself, fulfilling and sustainable just as they are. 7. Adjusting to changes in living environment and health. Aging often brings shifts in both physical health and living situations, factors that can significantly impact social engagement and one's approach to relationships. For many older adults, even everyday tasks such as walking, moving about, or joining social gatherings can become physically challenging. Health limitations and mobility issues create barriers to maintaining or forming new connections, making the comfort of a familiar environment even more appealing. In many cases, changes in living environment add another layer of complexity. Some seniors move into assisted living facilities or into family members' homes, requiring them to adapt to a new space, community, or even lifestyle. This change can disrupt their established routines and connections, leading to a sense of disconnection from past friendships and a reluctance to rebuild social networks from scratch. In these unfamiliar settings, establishing new friendships may feel stressful or unnecessary, as they might long for the familiarity and stability of their previous surroundings. 8. Avoiding complexity and conflict in relationships. With a lifetime of experiences, older adults have often grown weary of the complexities and potential conflicts that come with relationships. Having witnessed and endured misunderstandings, arguments, and clashes over differing values, they now seek a simpler, more harmonious way of living. Relationships, whether friendships or family bonds, inevitably bring varying expectations and occasional confrontations. For seniors, however, protecting their peace of mind often takes precedence over navigating these turbulent waters. One of the main concerns for older adults is the clash of life values. Younger generations might have fresh perspectives and bold opinions, but these can sometimes conflict with the long-held beliefs of seniors, sparking debates on sensitive topics like parenting styles, religion, politics, or finances. Rather than engaging in discussions that might lead to tension or frustration, many older adults choose to avoid these potential sources of conflict altogether. It's not that they don't have opinions or care deeply about their values. They simply prioritize emotional calm over winning arguments or resolving every difference. Additionally, maintaining relationships often comes with unspoken responsibilities and ongoing commitments. The expectation to keep in touch, attend gatherings, or stay involved in others' lives can feel like an invisible burden. For older adults, meeting these expectations or adjusting their own schedules to suit others can be exhausting, disrupting the balance they've created in their lives. Rather than feeling obligated to please others or to maintain connections that require constant effort, they prefer to hold on to only those relationships that feel naturally supportive and comforting. Having experienced relationships that may have ended in disappointment or betrayal, older adults have learned to be selective. They value quality over quantity, choosing bonds that offer empathy and understanding rather than complexity and stress. For them, a peaceful friendship doesn't demand frequent interaction, but provides a quiet, mutual respect. It could be a neighbor who greets them warmly, a relative who visits without expectations, or a lifelong friend who doesn't need constant conversation to stay connected. Avoiding complexity and conflict doesn't signify isolation, but rather a wise philosophy of living. With age, seniors understand that their happiness isn't derived from maintaining every relationship or satisfying everyone around them. Instead, true joy comes from preserving their inner tranquility and living simply, free from unnecessary obligations or misunderstandings. In this simplicity, they find a serene contentment, a joy that isn't clouded by the demands or complications of social interaction, but is rooted in a peaceful acceptance of themselves and the life they've created. Part 2. Essential preparations for a fulfilling solo life in old age. As they embrace a quieter, more independent lifestyle, many seniors also make practical preparations to ensure their later years are comfortable, secure, and meaningful. Choosing to live solo in old age requires intentional planning that balances both physical needs and emotional well-being. These preparations allow them to maintain independence while living fully and happily, even without frequent social engagement. 1. Physical health and wellness. Good physical health is essential for enjoying life independently. Older adults recognize the importance of establishing routines that support their physical capabilities, especially as mobility can decrease over time. Regular exercise, like walking, swimming, or light strength training, helps them stay active and prevents injuries. A nutritious diet that is rich in vitamins and minerals also supports mental sharpness and keeps energy levels steady, making day-to-day activities more manageable. Meal preparation, often a ritual in itself, brings pleasure and ensures consistent, nourishing food intake. By maintaining these healthy habits, seniors not only preserve their physical independence, but also boost their emotional resilience, allowing them to face each day with energy and a positive outlook. 2. Building a reliable support system. Living solo doesn't mean living in isolation. Many elderly individuals build a circle of friends, neighbors, or community connections that offer companionship without high social demands. A reliable support system, even if it's just a few trusted individuals, can provide emotional comfort and practical assistance when needed. Technology, like video calls and social media, allows them to stay in touch with distant loved ones, ensuring that they remain connected to people they care about without feeling overwhelmed. This network becomes a bridge between their independent lifestyle and the companionship they need, offering peace of mind that they have someone to rely on in times of need. 3. Financial preparation. Financial security is a cornerstone of living solo in old age. Creating a realistic retirement plan and budgeting for future expenses, especially healthcare, provides a layer of stability. Older adults often review their finances regularly, accounting for changes in medical needs or home maintenance costs. Reducing debt and simplifying financial obligations further enhances their sense of independence, freeing them from financial worry and allowing them to make choices that prioritize well-being and comfort. This planning ensures that they can live autonomously, making choices that bring them peace and comfort without the stress of financial constraints. 4. Creating a safe and comfortable living environment. A secure living environment allows seniors to move about freely and confidently. Making small adjustments, such as installing handrails, improving lighting, and using non-slip mats, helps reduce the risk of accidents. Decluttering and organizing their space makes everyday tasks easier and more enjoyable. Their home becomes a sanctuary, a space tailored to their needs where they can feel safe, comfortable, and self-sufficient. In a home that feels secure and is arranged with intention, they find the freedom to focus on what truly brings them joy, without concerns about physical limitations or potential hazards. 5. Mental and emotional wellness. Solitude can be wonderfully refreshing, especially when paired with activities that keep the mind and heart engaged. Many older adults develop hobbies like reading, gardening, or learning new skills to bring them daily joy. Practices such as journaling, mindfulness, and meditation are especially valuable, providing a sense of clarity and purpose. Volunteering or participating in community events, even occasionally, keeps them involved with the world, bringing a sense of purpose and belonging. With these activities, each day holds something meaningful, a source of happiness that brings fulfillment and allows them to contribute positively to their community, even from the comfort of their own home. 6. Managing health and self-care needs. Staying proactive about health management is essential. Older adults prioritize regular checkups, maintain a list of necessary medications, and even invest in home health monitoring tools, like blood pressure or glucose monitors, to manage their health independently. In case of emergencies, knowing how to access nearby medical services or using a medical alert system can provide an added layer of security. This proactive approach to health enables them to live with fewer surprises, staying in control of their well-being so they can enjoy life with greater peace of mind. 7. Embracing a positive and adaptable mindset. A positive outlook and flexibility make a significant difference in the experience of aging alone. Seniors who embrace change as a natural part of life find a greater sense of peace. They see this stage as a time for rediscovery, focusing on activities, interests, and routines that bring them joy. By accepting aging as it comes, they cultivate resilience, able to handle challenges while keeping their spirits high. In this solo journey, they prioritize self-fulfillment, making each day an opportunity to deepen their self-awareness and gratitude. Aging alone becomes a phase of genuine freedom and fulfillment, where they embrace the independence they've earned and live true to themselves.